Hey guys, my name is BX Bricks. I'm based out of Bronx, New York, and my main thing is I build Lego Transformers. So I am on YouTube, BX Bricks. You could check that out on everything, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. For Brick Fair, I wanted to bring 100 Lego Transformers. So I wanted to be the one that brought the most ever to any Lego convention. So last year I did 33 of them in like an epic battle scene, but this time, I wanted to make sure I had 100, try to find the best way to display all of them. So even the stands themselves took about like 4 hours to build once I got here.
Yeah, well, that's very impressive. You've got a large collection here, so if you want to take us through maybe a few of your favorites and show how they transform?
Oh, definitely. You got King Optimus, of course. You got 50 Autobots, which are the good guys. And then you got a mountain of bad guys led by Megatron over there. So I'm going to show you how we do Starscream, since he seems to be a lot of people's favorites right here. So we're going to start with this guy. First thing you want to do is flip his little blasters. Oh, you don't want to break them. They are Lego, so they do come apart. Well, let's start with the feet down here.
So it's a little bit of a detailed process to get these to transform.
Each of my reviews on YouTube are on an average between 7 minutes to maybe 15 minutes long, depending on the difficulty of the character. Fold the legs down, get these wings rotated. Flip these guys like this. Tuck them in. And I do also have instructions for these guys available on my website too, in case if you want to learn how to do them yourself. You take the head, fold that in, like that. Oh, broke a little bit. That's Lego. And fold this part up. There we go. Then you can kind of fold these arms back. And there you go. We have a slightly droopy Starscream.
Wow, that looks really great, yeah. It transforms very nicely there.
Thank you. I tried. This guy took me probably just over a year to design, but some of these take me only like maybe an hour to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is kind of your process when you start with one of these, kind of figuring out, what you want it to look like in this form and then transformed and everything, kind of how that all comes together?
Well, a lot of them I go based off of like TF Wiki, which is like a Transformers Wikipedia page, and I have a long to-do list of who I want to build, who I want to see, and I'll do some references with like third-party toys, learn their transformation techniques, see what other people are out there are doing. So that's what helps me get through these right here.
So what is the hardest of all of these for you to do?
The hardest one to me was probably Cosmos right here. He's a little green spaceship, and I've seen other people do it, but they couldn't get the shape of him quite right. So I waited until I got the engineering down packed, found all the pieces in the correct color, and made it happen. And people love him. People have been loving him.
A lot of people come by and recognize it from the Transformers, when they were a kid or whatever it might be, that they see the characters.
More so adults than the kids. Like, I did a display last year, and I had like a epic battle scene, and I had like little minifigures in there, and these little kids are coming up. They don't know who these guys are because they grew up with like the movie Transformers and such. So they're like, oh, I recognize Bumblebee, of course, Optimus Prime, and one kid's like, that's Emmett. So I'm like, you don't see all these Transformers right here, but their parents are like, oh yeah, I know this guy, that guy, this guy. So yeah, it's more so for like the 80s babies generation that, kind of grew up on this stuff. But I am going to be making some more up-to-date models probably, later this year or in the beginning of next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it looks like, since you can transform, there's a lot of playability. So do you just like to mess around with these at home a lot and kind of play around with them?
I do try to make sure that they have a lot of flexibility so that if people do decide to design them or play with them, that, they can have fun with them. Me, I just like the accomplishment of knowing I did it, I built it, and it does what it's supposed to do. So, but just to be able to have 100 of them, this is like my crowning achievement so far. Like, I'm pretty sure I won't take these apart for another like 5 or 6 months at least.
That's very cool. So what's maybe one other example of one that you can transform for us, just to give another example of how these work?
All right, we're gonna put that guy down. Let's do, let's see, who would make sense here? Who do people know the most? Let's do Swoop. Swoop is pretty cool. He's one of the Dinobots, and people are following him a bit much. So I'm gonna take these wings, fold it up, fold these arms in, up, and not break it, because that's what Lego does. And with this guy, all you gotta really do is fold the face up and bring the animal head up on really tight new pieces that I bought. Fold up the legs. And there we have the Dinobot Pterodactyl Swoop. Nice. People love the Dinobot. I wanted to make sure, I wanted to have a Grimlock, but I just couldn't get these guys done in time. I had to do 20 of them in like 2 weeks to make sure I had the full 100. So, but yeah, I mean, this is all an updated version of something that I designed like months and months ago. So I'm gonna get the rest of the team together real soon.
Very impressive. So you mentioned the instructions are on your website. What's that website if people want to check it out?
It's going to be bricksmediastudios.com.
Okay. And we'll make sure to put a link to that in the description of this video so people can just check the description and go right to it and find instructions for all these. So I appreciate you bringing these to Brick Fair. I think they're really great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.